Okay, so here I am back in my code editor, and let's make an h1. Let's just make it say hello world, and let's go here and let's just make a style tag, and this is where we're going to be putting our CSS styles for now. Usually what you would want to do is you would want to make a link tag and link to them right here. So you would say styles.css, and then you would have a new file here called styles.css, and whatever you put in here would be linked to your page. But I'm not going to be doing that right now. Later on in the course, when we're making projects, I'll be doing that. But just for here, for demonstrations, I'm just going to be doing them internally right here, so you could see everything at the same time. So okay, first thing, okay, so let's minimize this and let's open this up right here and just double click this. Okay, so here it is. That's all we're doing. So I want to talk about what a CSS rule is. So you'll probably hear me say that a lot throughout this course, and you'll hear other people talk about that on the internet. So what exactly is it? A CSS rule basically consists of two things. It consists of a selector and any number of declarations inside that selector. So it works like this. So this is a selector right here. So I'm just selecting the H1, and I'm actually selecting all H1s. So if you put another one like that, this is just going to select all of them. We're going to get into more selectors in the next video, but for now I just want to keep it very basic and just explain to you what the rule actually is. So this is the selector, and then everything inside here would be your declarations. So your declarations are basically just which properties you want to change. So there's a bunch of CSS properties that could be changed. One simple one would be just be color. So you can make color equal to red. Okay, and now let's look at this. And it makes them red. Cool. So actually let's do one more for now. Let's just do font size, and let's make it really big. Let's put 102 pixels. Okay, let's look at this. So it made it really big. So let's delete this line. So this all right here, this is one CSS rule. This is the selector right here, and these are the declarations, and they need to be separated by a semicolon. And if you're only changing one thing, you don't need the semicolon. Like if you look at this, it'll work, it's still red. But if you bring this back and then remove the semicolon, this is gonna have some problems. See, it kind of messed it up. So yeah, even if you only have one declaration there, like this, see, technically right here, since there's nothing that comes after it, you don't need the semicolon. It'll still work. I just showed you that, but I'll show you again right now. So it's still red, it's still working, but it's still definitely a good practice to always end with a semicolon, because that just makes sense. Anyways, so that's basically all I wanted to show you in this video. And I just realized that I didn't exactly explain too much about these declarations. So the first thing that you'll notice here is there's some colons and some semicolons, right? So the first thing that you start off with is the name of the property you want to change. So we saw font size and color. And so once you're done naming the property, you have to put the colon. You probably noticed this. I just want to explicitly state it. So you have the name, then a colon, and then after the colon, you put the value for that property. So up here, we're saying color red. And then for font size, you have to put a value. And there's a bunch of different ways you could set the font size. Later on in the course, I'm going to have a section devoted to CSS units. But for now, the only unit that we're going to be using is pixels, or px for short. So what did I, let's just make it 122 pixels, so px. So that's basically all there is to the declarations. You have the name of the property, then the value of what you want to set that property to. So you're saying color, setting it to red, font size, setting it to 122 pixels. And let's look at this in the browser. It'll be really big. Yep. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video now.